Office chairman మీకు
Yes, sir, permission.
ఇట్లా పర్మిషన్ కదా.
Good morning, my dear participants. Good morning to all. Good morning, Hafiz Basa sir.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning, sir. So thank you, sir, for the invitation acceptance. Today's topic is on promoting innovative ventures, a role of technology and business incubation. By the speaker, Dr. Hafiz Basha, sir. He is a Chief Executive Officer, Osmania University Business Incubation Incubator, as well as Central Facilities for Research and Development, Osmania University, Hyderabad. Sir is responsible for the innovation, incubation, and entrepreneurship related activities at Osmania University. Prior to this, sir was a CEO at Chandigarh University, Hyderabad Technology Business Incubation, founded by NSTED, Ministry of Science and Technology. Sir has also worked as a dean and director at several engineering colleges, including Lord's College, Ashoka, and Bharat institutions in Hyderabad. Sir was an officer in special duty to Pro-Tem Chancellor, KL University in Vijayawada. He is also a social entrepreneurship consultant at Canada-based Super Balavikasa, where he was an instrumental in collaborating it with the Prime Minister's India-Israel Innovation Bridge Program. Sir also has conducted various series of workshops on social entrepreneurship for women at Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities of Telangana with funding from the Office of US Consultant General, Hyderabad. Sir also serving the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship as the Institute Management Committee member at the National Skills Training Institute, Hyderabad. Sir was in the Ministry of Defense. He was serving as a project consultant for the electronics and radar development establishment at DRDO. Thank you, sir, for accepting the invitations. Over to you, sir. Sir, Hafiz Basha, sir, you are made as a co-host, sir. You can share your PPTs and continue the sessions.
Thank you so much, madam, for the nice introduction.
Thank you.
So, very good morning to all the participants. So, let me share my screen. Yes, my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
So thank you, madam, for the invitation. So greetings from Osmania Technology Business Incubator. So we are from Osmania University. So our incubator is funded by Ministry of Education under the scheme Rashtriya Uchatar Shiksha Abhiyan, that is RUSA 2.0, under Ministry of Education, Government of India. So Osmania University has got funding of around 100 crores, under which 6 centers of excellence and 1 incubation center was established. So this is our building, Central Facilities for Research and Development, in the campus of Osmania University. And some of our ecosystem partners are T-Hub, V-Hub, and some of the leading incubators of the state. So I'll quickly introduce our organization, and then we'll get into the actual today's topic. So Professor Vidyasagar is our in-charge director of Osmania TBI. He is also a professor and head of the department Electrical Engineering at Osmania University. And before that, he was also serving as vice principal. He is also director for Information Technology, Electronics and Communication Directorate, that is ITENC. So as you all know, any incubator should have a mentor pool and investor pool. So some of the mentors that are there at our center are, we have Professor Subir Kumar Chaudhary. He was earlier director RCI, that is Research Center Imarat, DRDO. We have Shri Mihir Kumar Paryal, who served as director at DGT, that is Director General of Training, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, MSD. And we have Dr. Umakant Chaudhary sir, who served as Executive Director, BHEL. And right now he is the director at CBIT, Hyderabad. So these three are technical mentors, and we have some business mentors. Sri Bhanu Prakash Garu. He is alumni of Osmania University and is co-founder of a company called Edify Park. We have Shri Sudhakar Rauji, who is the director branding of ICFI Group, and Madam Rashida Edenwala. She is currently serving as the chairperson for TIE Hyderabad. And we have a few more mentors with us. This is our mentor panel. And then coming to investors, we have Shri Anand Govinduluri, who is a Singapore-based investment company called Govind Holdings. He is also alumni of Osmania University. And Shri Ratnakar Samavedam, Director and CEO, Hyderabad Angels. And Shri Satyanarayana Vaddi, CEO of Win Economics Capital. And very recently, Ravi Teja Gupta also joined us, founder of Gupta Ji Invests. Coming to programs, we have 4 programs at our center. We have pre-incubation, incubation, acceleration, and co-working programs. So pre-incubation is for the people who have ideas and nothing beyond that. So Osmania TBI being an academic incubator, so we focus more on ideas coming from students and faculty. So we encourage students to consider entrepreneurship as a career option alongside jobs and higher education. So this pre-incubation program is for the early stage ideapreneurs, where they can propose business solutions to various problems that they come across in their daily life. So this is a 6 months program. Okay. So it includes services such as idea validation, preparing a business model, assigning right mentors. Then we also help them with registering the company, then applying for IPR, intellectual property rights. And once they are done with this program, they become eligible for the full-fledged incubation program. So incubation program at our facility is a 1-year-long program, and it involves intensive mentoring, and we help early stage and mid stage startups. They are also eligible for some of the government grants. So here we float applications twice a year, and we take around 10 startups in each cycle, and then we handhold them for a period of 1 year. So these are the 3 startups that graduated this year. So biogenic products, Robocolumn and Gate 60. So these are our success stories. And once they are done with the incubation program, we also have an acceleration program where the focus will be on investments and investment facilitation. So again, this is a 6 months fast track program. So right now, Osmania TPI is collaborated with Vadwani Foundation, and we are calling this program as Lift Off Entrepreneurship Program. So right now, 2 startups from Osmania TPI are going through this acceleration program. And beyond that, we have a co-working program. Okay. So we also encourage established companies to come and set up their base at our campus and to promote their business. So here there is an opportunity for the startups at OTBI to work closely with such established companies so that they can explore business and they can help each other. So we are offering co-working facility at very nominal prices. For students, we are charging only 1,000 rupees per month per seat. For alumni and faculty, 3,000 rupees. And for outsiders, others, it is 5,000 rupees per month per seat. So if you go at high-tech city side, minimum it will be 10,000. So right now we have 10 companies stationed here at Osmania TBI. And coming to facilities, we have a co-working facility of 175 seats. We have ideation rooms, meeting rooms, seminar halls, and all other facilities. So these are meeting rooms for the startups, where startups can schedule their client meetings here. So this is boardroom for some important meetings. So we have an e-classroom with a capacity of 50 with all the latest infrastructure. And we have one more seminar hall of 30 capacity for small programs. And this is our co-working space. You can see here ideation rooms. And not only that, we also offer certain services to startups, such as we have a IP facilitation center. So Professor G.B. Reddy sir, he is the DPIIT IPR chair professor from University College of Law, Osmania University. So under his leadership, we have set up this IP facilitation center, where our center will focus on commercialization and technology transfer. So we have Subhajit Sahaji and Shailendra Kumar from Osmania, who will be facilitating all the matters related to intellectual property, such as patents, trademarks, copyrights, designs, etc. We also help startups in company registration process. So we are tied up with NGO partners. So it is a non-profit organization. So Ms. Lavanya, she is the person here in Hyderabad. And we also help startups with branding and digital marketing. Some of the services include the website design, development and maintenance, content writing, search engine optimization, graphic designing, video production, 3D modeling, animation, and whatnot. And beyond that, we also have quality certification. I think most of you may be knowing this ISO certification and all that. So Mr. Seshadri is one of the oldest in the market from ODC standards certifications. And Dr. Sharath, I think you might have attended his session recently. So these are some of the set of services that have been provided. Coming to partnerships. So these are some of our ecosystem partners, and being an academic incubator, we have tied up with academic institutions. Now we have almost 40 colleges who have signed MOUs with us, where we are handholding them. We are also helping them in setting up incubation centers at their respective colleges. So this is all about Osmania TBI. So regularly we also organize events, activities at our campus. So recently we have conducted an Ideathon. So this Ideathon was started at Osmania, and it is now been organized at several colleges which are affiliated to Osmania. And I think today it is happening at CBIT. And the final round of this Ideathon is going to happen on 1st July. And we offered summer internship during holidays for students. And the students who came to us, we took them on a field trip to T Hub and T Works. So like that, we have done a lot of activities. Our main strength is our alumni. So we had one alumni coming from NASA who delivered a tech talk here at our campus. Shri Navin Mittal ji is one of our board of directors. Then Ashoka institutions, they also came here with 50 students. They conducted panel discussion where all the startup founders of our center, they had a very good interaction on emerging technologies. We also hosted the Telangana Incubators and Accelerators Meet last year in the month of July, and this year again we are planning. So we also invite angel investors, venture capitalists, and we also had people coming from State Bank of India, SBI. So SBI has collaborated with Usmania TBI, where they are ready to provide loans to startups if incubator recommends. So I think most of the participants are from academic institutions, right? That's what I understand. You can screen now.
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir. Funding and resources for incubation.
Yes. So now I'll quickly take you through the funding and resources for incubators. So funding is actually in the form of two types. One is direct funding to the startups, and the other one is indirect funding, where the government will be funding the incubators, and incubators in turn will disburse the money to the startups. So these are the two modes that are there. So as you all know, startup companies, most of the startup companies, they will be in their initial stages where they need some support. They are brilliant ideas, and those ideas, if encouraged, will definitely moving forward will go for market disruption. So in order to encourage those ideas, so the government has come up with some funding opportunities. So we have grants and funds from both central government and state government. And moreover, even corporates, big corporates have come forward with lot of CSR initiatives where they are ready to support the small companies. And even the finance ministry, government of India, has declared that under CSR, the fund can be given to incubators and startups where they will get tax exemption benefits as well. And then we also have a lot of investment opportunities. We have angel investors, we have venture capitalists, and nowadays we also have banks coming up with a lot of schemes where there is a provision of providing loans to the startups without much of hassle and so funding refers to the money required to start and run a business. Okay, it is a financial investment in a company. It can be for product development, it can be for manufacturing, it can be for expansion, sales, okay, marketing, or setting up of office space, and even to have inventory. So why do you think a startup needs funding? Okay, so most of the startups, they need funding either for creation of the prototype, or they want to go for product development. Sometimes startup may look for some fund so that they can have a team ready. So they want to recruit team. They need working capital. They may need legal and consulting services, procurement of raw material. Sometimes they may be looking for certifications and licenses. So like that, it varies from startup to startup why they need funding. So as I was mentioning, we have categories like government grants and funds, then CSR, and then we have investment opportunities. So these are the three categories. So coming to government grants and funds, so even I have written an article recently published in a government magazine. The name of the magazine is Yojana. It is published by Ministry of Information and Communication, Government of India. So in this, I have published an article. It was on all the government grants that are there for startups and incubators. So almost all the schemes are being covered in this article. So I'll be sharing this document to the coordinator. So madam can please circulate it to participants. So both in Telugu version and English it is available. So what I wanted to convey here is, in today's date, there are almost 10 different ministries who have kept schemes for startups. Right from Niti Aayog, the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, then Ministry of Science and Technology, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Ministry of Agriculture, and even Ministry of Defense has kept schemes for startups. So coming to Niti Aayog, as you all know, Niti Aayog has come up with an initiative called as Atal Innovation Mission, which is AIM, under which 3 programs were started. One is for the schools, is Atal Tinkering Labs. For higher educational institutions, they started Atal Incubation Centers, AICs. And recently, they even started ACIs, that is Atal Community Innovation Centers. Then coming to Ministry of Education, Government of India. So Osmania University is funded by a scheme called RUSA, which stands for Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan. Similarly, AICTE also started a scheme called AICTE Idea Labs. I think even Bokaraj Rangaraju is having this facility. Then there are a few other schemes like Spices, Samriddhi, Yukti, and every year Ministry of Education is conducting this Smart India Hackathon, which is a very successful program. And they are also setting up something called as Rural Entrepreneurship Development Cells, called REDCs, under Mahatma Gandhi National Council for Rural Education, which is in Hyderabad. So similarly, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, MSD, under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, they have kept some schemes, and they have National Institute of Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development, that is NIESBUD. And they have one more scheme called as Sankalp. And MSD is also having the Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship, that is IIE, under which they started this Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program called SVEP. So like that, there are a lot of schemes under each ministry. Then MSME also has programs like ESDP, then Entrepreneurship Awareness Program EAP, ESDP, then Assistance to Training Institutions, that is ATI scheme. And in Hyderabad, we have this NI-MSME, which regularly conducts programs on entrepreneurship and also supports MSMEs. Then we also have National Small Industries Corporation, that is NSIC, which is near DCIL. They also have provisions. So for we have a scheme for Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe, that is NSSH. They have Udyam Shakhi, then which is introduced in 2018. Then there is a scheme for promotion of innovation, rural industries and entrepreneurship, that is Aspire, under which they are giving a livelihood business incubator, that is LBI, and technology business incubator, that is TBI. So all these are under MSME. Coming to DST, which is Ministry of Science and Technology. So DST is having a scheme called NIDI, National Initiative for Developing and Harnessing Innovations. So there is a scheme called TBI, Technology Business Incubator. Right now, I think applications are open for ITBI. Last date is 30th of this month. Then earlier they have even given New-Gen IEDC to some of the colleges across the country. Then innovation, science and technology based entrepreneurship development, that is ISTED. Then earlier they started this National Implementation and Monitoring Agency for Training, that is NIMAT, under which these programs are being conducted. Right now, this current program which is happening is also supported by DST, which is falling under this category, NIMAT. Similarly, Department of Biotechnology, which is also under Ministry of Science and Technology, they also have schemes called BIRAC, which is Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council. They have a scheme called BioNest, and very famous big BIG, which stands for Biotechnology Ignition Grant Scheme, which gives up to rupees 50 lakhs seed money. And they have one more scheme called EUA, which is for empowering the youth. In order to promote academic research conversion to enterprise, they have a scheme called PACE, Social Innovation Immersion Program, SIIP, SPARSH, and then S India. So these are all under DBT. Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, that is DSIR. So DSIR also came up with certain schemes like PRISM, then TEPP and TOCICs. As you all know, all the CSIR labs, they come under this DSIR. So CSIR also has a lot of centers of excellence. So they also started taken initiatives to set up incubators. In Hyderabad, we have CCMB. So CCMB is having Atal Incubation Center, and then they also have support from MITI, Ministry of Electronics and IT. Next is NRDC, National Research Development Corporation. So they have a scheme called TDVC, where funding is given up to 1 crore. And as I was mentioning, MITI, that is Ministry of Electronics and IT, they are setting up MITI startup hubs. There is a scheme called TIDE, Technology Incubation and Development of Entrepreneurs. And Startup Accelerator of MITI for Product Innovation Development and Growth, that is Samrit. Next Generation Incubation Scheme, NGIS. Like that, ESDM also is there. Next, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. They have also started centers. In Hyderabad, we have a center called Manage under the scheme Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. We have both central government and state government incubators specific to agriculture here in Hyderabad near Rajendra Nagar. Similarly, Ministry of Food Processing Industries under the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana, that is PMKSY. Lot of schemes are there. So we have PM FME, then PLISFPI. So all these are specific to food processing industries that the ministry has kept. Then coming to Ministry of Defense. Ministry of Defense started this technology development fund called as TDF, under which they are now encouraging the private players to come with innovations which will be useful for the armed forces. So for those startups, the Ministry of Defense is supporting with funding from this TDF. Similarly, Innovations for Defense Excellence, that is IDEX, is a scheme started by DRDO. So in the same lines, even ISRO has also started a few entrepreneurship-centric centers, that is Space Technology Incubation Centers called STIC. And there are a few schemes like SEED and IIST, IEDP. So these are some of the initiatives taken by Government of India to support entrepreneurship. So in order to promote entrepreneurship in educational institutions, Ministry of Education has made it mandatory for all the educational institutions to have their own incubation centers in the campuses. So even the accreditation agencies like NAC, NBA, they have kept points if you have incubation center at your college. And right now, even rankings are also dependent on activities being conducted in terms of innovation, incubation, then intellectual property rights, IPR. So that is the support from Government of India, and in addition to that, the state government has kept additional schemes. So as you all know, T-Hub is now one of the world's biggest incubators supporting startups. So like that, V-Hub is also there. So right now there are 44 incubators in Telangana state that are funded by the government for the benefit of the startups. And coming to the corporate side, so we have CSR funds. So big companies like Google, Microsoft, IBM, Amazon, they have kept some schemes for startups. And very recently, one of our startup at Osmania TBI also, they got seed money of 25 lakhs from Microsoft under a scheme. It was for SaaS platform. Next, coming to investments. We have angel investors, venture capitalists, and traditional bank loans. These are the three categories. So angel investors are the people who are ready to support startups without much of expectation. So at a very little equity, they are ready to fund and support. The angel investors usually support where if they like the idea, they'll invest money. On the other hand, venture capitalists are the people who invest huge money, but at the same time, they have huge expectations from the startups, and that may even go to big equity. And coming to traditional bank loans, as I was mentioning, even banks have come up with a lot of schemes to support startups. So we have Pradhan Mantri Prime Minister's schemes. So this slides also I'll share. So we have Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, PMMY. And there are few banks which are set up exclusively for the purpose of supporting startups under the Credit Guarantee Fund Scheme for startups. So we have SIDBI, that is the Small Industries Development Bank, which offers this scheme up to 2 crores to startups in specific sectors. So similarly, we have a Chief Minister's Entrepreneurship Development Scheme in addition to the central government schemes. So NABARD is for agriculture and rural development. And similarly, we have SIDBI. Under Stand Up India and Startup India also, a lot of schemes the government has introduced. So until here, if you have any questions, you can please ask me.
Dear participants, any questions you have towards the topics which are been covered, please unmute yourself or post in the chat window. Then please continue, sir. No questions.
Actually, I started my career with corporate. After completing my engineering, I started with Satyam Computers. From there, I moved to Thomson Reuters. While working in Thomson Reuters, they supported me for my higher education. When most of my colleagues did their MBA, I was the only odd one out guy did MTech. And after MTech, I was trying for PhD, and I was lucky to get it in Japan. So I got a government scholarship from the Japanese government. So I went to Japan for my PhD. And during my stay in Japan, I got opportunity to go for overseas internship at Vietnam. So at Vietnam, I stayed for three months. And that was the place for the first time I saw an incubation center. So until then, I never knew what is an incubation center. And after seeing it in Vietnam, I was wondering, how come in Vietnam it is there, whereas India is more developed compared to Vietnam? Why it's not there in India? Like that, I was wondering. Then I started exploring on this. Then I came to know that in India also it was there, but it was there only in premium institutions like IITs, and it was not so common. Coming to universities and colleges, that was not there. It was only in the year 2015, after Niti Aayog was formed, and then this Atal Innovation Mission was started, and then suddenly there was entrepreneurship momentum gaining significance in the country. It was at the same time in 2016, I finished my PhD and I came back to India, and that was a time when suddenly startup became a buzzword. And Hyderabad in 2017 hosted this Global Entrepreneurship Summit, where Ivanka Trump participated. It happened in Hyderabad. And then slowly T-Hub was started, and then a lot of momentum. Now there are 44 funded incubators in the state. And one unique thing about Telangana state is the incubators that are there in the Telangana state, they don't want incubators to work in isolation. So all the incubators have come together. They have formed a consortium where every month one incubator will host the meeting and other incubators will come and participate. I think Yeah. So every month they conduct this Telangana incubators and accelerators meet, where one incubator will be hosting the meeting and other incubators will come and participate. So with this, what happens is all the incubators will come to know what each and everyone is doing, so that there will be some mutual collaborations where startups of one particular incubator can get support from other incubators. Okay, there can be mentors, there can be investors where we can share the resources. So that is one unique thing here in Telangana, where every month this incubators meet happens regularly. And nowadays, even academic institutions have joined and they have also set up incubation centers at their colleges. And they are also hosting this incubators meeting, and all the other incubators are participating. So very recently, this consortium, they started a common call for applications under, they started one initiative called Special Interest Group, that is SIG, under which made 4 focus areas, and each focus area is now driven or regulated by one of the incubator, and that is how they even started this T fund, which is again taken care by T Hub. So it is for the benefit of the incubators. So all the academic institutions are now encouraged to set up incubation centers at their own campuses. Even Osmania University has taken initiative. So when I joined here, I have seen most of the engineering colleges have already have this awareness, and most of the engineering colleges have also started incubation centers. Like CBIT is having ACIC, supported by NITI Aayog. So what we realized is, on the other hand, there are also degree colleges where even today there is still not much awareness. So we are putting all our energy on the other side. So we are now supporting and handholding the degree colleges. We are making them realize the importance of having this innovation and incubation in the campuses, and we are encouraging degree college students to think, come with ideas, and then try to make entrepreneurship as one of the career options. So there are ED cells in every college, entrepreneurship development cells. But when we visited the colleges, we have seen most of the colleges, they have one room kept for in this ED cell, but that room is always locked. So this is what we realized. So now we have come up with some initiatives where we are now supporting the colleges. Okay, we are keeping them engaged. Now the room is not locked; it is open, and a lot of activities are happening. So here, as a centralized this thing, we are monitoring all those activities, and under mutual benefit, we are helping each other, and we are trying to have this ecosystem that can support students and even faculty members. So very soon, Osmania University is going to come up with a policy, that is innovation and startup policy, where students and faculty members will be encouraged to come up with startups. Okay, so earlier that was not the case, but now once the policy is in place, then everything will fall in line. So similarly, even other universities and other colleges are also working on their own startup policies. So as academicians, please try to support your students, because the students, when they get ideas, they first try to approach their teachers, and at that time, as a teacher, if you do not encourage or discourage them, then that idea is lost then and there itself. So even if you are not related to it or relevant to it, at least try to forward it to someone in your known circle, so that the student can get some support, and then that idea can be taken to the next level. So this is the whole concept of imparting this knowledge on entrepreneurship. So not only for students, even for faculty members, so that faculty members can be mentors for students whom they teach. Yes, participants, if you have anything to share. I think all of them have kept their mobiles in mute, and yeah, is it? Okay, then that's it from my side. Thank you, madam, for inviting me for presenting in this wonderful program, which is supported by DST. And I hope all the participants make best use of this opportunity and impart the same to their respective students.
Sir, thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful session. One question from my side, sir. This incubation, pre-incubation is eligible by any student, sir, who is a normal degree, any degree.
Pre-incubation program is for the people having ideas and just ideas, nothing more than that. It can be a student, it can be a faculty member, it can be anyone, but only having ideas. So in this pre-incubation program, we groom them, we try to put that idea in a proper framework and check whether there is a market for this, whether there is industry for this. And once the idea seems to be viable, then we encourage them to take it to the next level. So we have a 6 months program, because when students come here, the day one they introduce themselves as I am student of so and so college and this is my idea. But after 6 months, when they introduce themselves, they say I am the founder of this company. So that is the attitude change that comes first.
Is there any mentor required, sir, or as a student?
Yes. Every incubator will have a mentor pool and investor pool. For pre-incubation, there will be mentors who will be like sector-specific mentors, technical mentors, business mentors. So each startup will get at least 4 to 5 mentors in the pre-incubation program.
Need not be a mentor from an institute, from the same institute.
It will be from institution, it will be from industry, it will be from the government side.
So you will be assigning them, sir?
Yeah, we maintain a mentor pool, and whenever we get startups, we do the matchmaking. Okay. So we give a right mentor to the right startup.
Okay. Is there any possibility that 2 or 3 people as a group can also have a startup, sir?
It is always encouraged to be 2 and more.
Okay.
Rather than being a single founder.
Okay.
Even Government of India schemes also, only if it is 2 and more, they are eligible to get grants. It is always a team.
Any other success stories, sir, from your incubation center?
That's what I have showed. We have 3 success stories.
Yes. Just to elaborate.
So, screen is visible?
It is visible, sir.
Yeah. So Biogenic Products is actually the first startup of Osmania TBI. It was started by Professor Sujata Madam. So at that time, Madam was associate professor here in Department of Botany at Osmania University. So she started this company with her 2 research scholars, Mr. Suresh and Mr. Sudhir. Both were her PhD students. So while researching, they realized the concept should go from lab to market. So that's how they rolled out this company called Biogenic Products. So it is related to plant extracts from which they make some herbal products. So this is our first success story, and it was in market. And companies like Garnier, they came forward and they supported this startup. So Madam Sujata is right now officer on special duty to the Vice Chancellor at Telangana Mahila Vishwavidyalaya, which is earlier Koti Women's College. And similarly, we have one more company called Robokalam. It was started by one MBA student called Mr. Sajid from UCCBM. So he, while pursuing his MBA here, he started this company, and then he slowly got support from the Telangana government under a scheme called Telangana Early Coders, that is TEC. And very recently, Telangana IT Association, that is TITA, they recognized this startup and they gave him an award. So Robokalam, they are into robotics. They are now come up with some educational tools for school students where do-it-yourself kits, and then all the latest technologies like AI, IoT. So they are also conducting some programs like School Engine. So it's more of like gamified educational solutions. So being an edutech company, it is focusing on. Next, Gate 60 is one wonderful startup started by Mr. Vijay Kumar. Vijay Kumar is a mechanical engineering student, and while he was appearing for his GATE exam, what happened was earlier he was using calculator Casio for preparation, and when he appeared for the exam, they had to use the online calculator during the exam. Not only GATE exam, even so many other competitive exams, calculators are not allowed inside, and they have to use the online calculator which will be there in the computer at that time. So what he realized is during practice he has used a different calculator, and while writing the actual exam the calculator was different, due to which his speed reduced and he was unable to score well in the exam. So after realizing this, what he decided was we should have a same calculator that is there in the exam for practice as well. So he came up with a product which has 60 keys. The name of the calculator is Gate 60, and it is exactly same as what is there in the exam. So students will practice on the same calculator, and then while writing the exam also it will be the same. So the expectation here is during the exam it will save some time and student will get more time to have better scores. So almost 6,000 pieces he has sold. So these are the 3 success stories that we had, and moreover, I was mentioning recently one of our another startup called SciTech Laboratories Private Limited, which is founded by Mr. Rameshwar. So his startup, his product is called Skill Monks. So this got grant from Microsoft. They got 25 lakhs as seed money. So similarly, one more startup also, they are now enrolled in this acceleration program, which is run jointly by Wadhwani Foundation under this lift off program. So here 2 startups are now undergoing mentorship under this lift off entrepreneurship program. Yes,
Thank
madam.
you,
Anything
sir.
else?
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful success stories, and that has happened, and it was been very much clear to all of our participants. I hope any questions from the participants to get connected with the Osmania University T Hub Incubation Center, TBI. and you can able to help or guide to your students for an entrepreneurship. Any questions in this area from the participants?
So we also invite faculty members, students to come for field visit to our center.
Okay.
We usually host for half day where we can showcase our facility, and then our startups will also interact with the students.
Any equipments are also available, sir, where we can work?
Actually, I was mentioning we have centers of excellence.
Okay.
And very recently, NCAM was also started, National Center for Additive Manufacturing, where they have 3D printing. They even have metal 3D printers in the campus at Osmania University. So all these centers of excellence are having infrastructure. They have facilities, they have equipments, they have scientific instruments. So anything related to engineering, anything related to science, they have infrastructure. So, but it is pay-per-use kind of like how Telangana government also started T-Works as a prototyping facility where they can go pay and get the prototype done. So in similar lines, OU also started this NCAM and other centers of excellence. So whereas Osmania TBI is exclusively for business incubation.
We can have in collaboration with the T-Works also, sir, for making a prototype. Okay.
T-Works was started for this purpose only. You can go and have your prototype done, but it is pay per use.
Yes, sir. Any questions from the participants? If no questions, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your wonderful session, giving lot of insights how we can able to work with your TBI and get associated with related to entrepreneur activities.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Gokaraju has already signed MOU with us.
Yes, sir.
So we look forward for more engagements, more activities.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. And as you said, we are also having an idea labs.
Yes, AICT idea.
Yes,
I'm aware.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you,
so
everyone.
much,
Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir. So I request all the participants to get connected with an afternoon session, as today's session, morning session has been ended now. If you have any queries, you can post me. On the last day, that is on the validatory on July 1st. Each one of you, please, you need to unmute yourself and come up with an ideas so that how you can able to inculcate what are the things that you have already observed in these 15 days, how it is been suitable for your organization or your college, how it can be helpful. You need to come out with a talk for 5 minutes for each participants. Thank you all of you. We'll join afternoon session by 12:50. Thank you all of you.